Alright, guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be making some predictions on what I think is going to be happening in the new upcoming Game of Thrones book, if it ever gets released. So, this is Winds of Winter predictions. And I recently finished Dance of the Dragons about a week ago. So, I'm going to do this now before my memory becomes hazy of what I just read. So yeah, we're going to do prediction of all the characters. Feel free to comment, agree or disagree, or any other thoughts you might have. Okay, so I pulled up a map just so it's a little bit easier to visualize where everything's happening. So if we go up here, you've got the north. I'm sure most of you guys, if you're watching this video, will have an idea of what the map looks like. So you've got the Vale, North, Riverlands, Westerlands, So we're going to go over to Meereen. So we're going to start from the right, and we're going to go to the left, and then up to the north of all the characters. So we're going to start in Essos, where Daenerys is. Okay, so we're going to start from this side of the map. So there's a lot of people in Meereen at the moment. Jorah Mormont's in Meereen. Daenerys is in Meereen. Daenerys actually isn't. Daenerys is probably out here somewhere. Probably even further up around here. Because Drogon obviously flew away with her. So Daenerys is up here. Tyrion, I don't even remember where Tyrion was, to be honest. I think he is talking to some sellswords. Oh, I remember what he's doing. So he's convincing sellswords to turn again. The ones who are already fighting for Daenerys, then they switch to the Yunkai who are attacking Meereen, and then they switch back because I'm pretty sure Tyrion's going to convince them to join Daenerys again. That's just from my memory. So Tyrion's in here, Jorah Mormont, who else? The Dornishmen who travelled. I think there were 3 Dornishmen. One of them got burned by a dragon, and it didn't go too well. So yeah, that happened. Besides that, I mean, from last I heard, the Greyjoys are sailing over to try and get with Daenerys, and wouldn't surprise me if there's any more people travelling to Meereen. So yeah, we're at a point where Daenerys... Okay, predictions for Daenerys. We'll get into some predictions. I won't do too much of a backstory because we'll be here for ages. So Daenerys predictions. I think she's going to fly back to Meereen. And when she arrives there, Barristan Selmy is going to attack. Because we see them talking about this in the books. Barristan's going to join with the Unsullied Grey Worm and all the sellswords they have yet, and they're going to attack the Yunkai who are attacking the city of Meereen. And I think they're probably going to win, just because you got Selmy, Unsullied. From what I remember, all the Yunkai who are besieging here are actually sick. I mean, they've been out there for probably at least some weeks now with no action. Morale's probably a little bit low for Yunkai, and I think Barristan is going to sally out, and they're just going to destroy the Yunkai. I think it'll be a close battle, but I think right at the end, just for a bit of fun, Daenerys is probably going to fly in and help out. That's when she'll meet Tyrion. They'll join up. So once they win that battle, I think they'll win it. I think Barristan will probably still survive it. I feel like he's got more to give. After that, it's kind of like what's next, right? Because Daenerys' end goal is to go to Westeros. So, is she going to do that straight away once she's defeated the Yunkai? Or is she going to just continue conquering this area? Given that there's only 2 books left in all of the Game of Thrones series, she's got to travel pretty soon, right? So I think she'll win that fight. Maybe she'll travel down to Yunkai and finish them off as well. Or the Yunkai might even join her, because if she's comes back riding a dragon, everyone might just go, screw it, like she's too powerful, we'll just join her. Because right now everyone kind of knows Daenerys can't fully control the dragons. Like, one of them sailed off, the other two are just ravengers in the cages. So we'll see what happens there. But if Daenerys wins that battle, beats the Yunkai with all her advisors, I'm pretty sure they're going to start sailing pretty soon. So final prediction, Daenerys is going to sally out, or come to the battle after Barristan sallied out. They'll take Yunkai, and I think that's going to end it. I also think that the Greyjoys will arrive at around this time, and I think they'll help sail to Westeros. So that's my predictions for Daenerys. After that, it's like, how far can I see into the future, right? So maybe, will she join with young Griff? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so moving on. This is more of a summary as well. We can get more in depth in another video. So Braavos is where, so as far as I can zoom in, yeah, it is where Arya is right now. I don't really know what's going to happen with Arya, but what I do know is that she's at an end with the training with the Faceless Men. I feel like she's at the tail end. She's probably got a few more chapters of training, and then I think she would have completed the training and become a full member of the Faceless Men. After that, she's got her list, right? So who's on that list? I think it'll play out pretty similar to how the TV show did, and she's probably going to hunt down Cersei. That's just what I think. So she'll go over here and hunt down Cersei, or she'll go north to, I don't know, help Jon. She might have heard of Jon's death, or Sansa's in trouble, which she is currently. But I think she's too hungry for revenge. So she's probably going to go to King's Landing and kill Cersei. So that's my prediction for Arya. Will she be able to kill Cersei? I reckon she'll probably die beforehand, to be honest. Because as we're about to get into, King's Landing is just in all sorts. Okay, so we finished with Arya. I want to move over to young Griff. So young Griff, he was kind of introduced for the first time in this book, Dance of the Dragons. And he's doing pretty well. So most of you guys know the backstory. Tyrion, I think it was on this river, right? Young Griff was looking for the Golden Company, and after that he was going to join up with Daenerys, who was supposedly meant to go west to Westeros, but that never happened. So Griff's just like, screw it, let's just attack, because Westeros is already in all sorts anyway. So young Griff lands around this area, right? I don't know the exact locations of all the castles they've conquered. So I think Sir Connington, if that's his name, is planning on going for Storm's End. They've taken Tarth, I'm pretty sure. They've gotten Griffin's Roost. And I'm pretty sure they got a few other spots, maybe even as far north as over here. But from what I know, they're scattered because I think they got separated during sailing over to Westeros. But I'm pretty sure they're joining up and preparing for Storm's End, which is currently controlled by Stannis still. So that's going to be very interesting. Dawn doesn't have too much happening. They had the men sail away to marry Daenerys. That didn't work out. Not too sure what's going to happen. I got honestly no clue what's going to happen with Dawn. I know they don't like the Lannisters, so I think sooner or later they're going to fight the Lannisters. They'll probably join with young Griff or Daenerys or both. It's going to be really interesting to see if young Griff joins with Daenerys. Let me know what you guys think of that, because I've got no idea. I don't think could go either way. Problem with young Griff, he's still just a kid, so conquering all of Westeros that young is going to be pretty difficult. Oops. Okay, so after that, we come north. So I'm pretty sure the Greyjoys still have a bit of the reach, but honestly, it's a bit of a side story at this point. Yeah, the Greyjoys still hold Shield Islands, but I'm pretty sure they'll that's such a small area, and I'm pretty sure they'll be able to kick them out pretty soon. Okay, north to King's Landing. So when we're looking at King's Landing, so what's happened? Sir Kevan Lannister. So we know Cersei had to go through that trial. She came out of it all right. And then Sir Kevan kind of took control after that. And then right at the end we see Varys kill Sir Kevan Lannister because he was doing too good of a job at stabilizing King's Landing and the realm, so Varys needed to kill him because he wants his whole plot lines to help young Griff, I believe. So we're going to see that unfold. What's going to actually happen at King's Landing? I think that don't really know. I think that Cersei's in trouble. Will she come out of it alive? Tough to say. She probably will, because Varys wants Cersei to be in charge because she's so bad at ruling. I think that's what's going to happen. She's going to keep messing up. She could do a 180 and actually be alright, but I highly doubt it. So she's going to keep messing up, hopefully. Not to get biased, but she'll probably mess up, giving more leeway for Griff to keep moving forward. So as we move up a little bit more, after King's Landing, the Riverlands, from what I know, has mostly been, the war's kind of over. We know the Blackfish has escaped from Riverrun. Where's he going? Who knows? We know he's a Stark loyalist, and we know that he doesn't like the Lannisters. He's against them fully still, and he's probably never going to surrender. So he's going to find a way to fight back. How's he going to do that? He needs more men, and to get more men, I don't know what he's going to do. He might go to the Vale. He might even go to the Twins and maybe, I don't know, attack somehow. Take control of the... who knows? He seems like a pretty... what's the word? He can make a good situation out of a bad situation. He gives me those... I reckon he can do something like that. Okay, so as we move up north, we can see that... I'm pretty sure it was around this area that Sansa has been taken by the Hound. Brienne has figured this out and has gone to Jaime around this area, and now they've gone over to try and rescue Sansa. How the Hound got a hold of Sansa, don't really know. From last I heard, she was with Littlefinger. So not too sure what's going to happen there, but Jaime and Brienne have gone after her. I'm pretty sure Jaime and Brienne together is a pretty good combination. I think they're going to get Sansa, and I think that they'll take her. Honestly, I think the Hound's a pretty reasonable guy. I don't think he likes Jaime Lannister, so they might fight. But Brienne seems like a pretty good mediator. Once they rescue Sansa, I think Brienne will take her home north to Winterfell. The Hound's kind of lost. He'll probably... I don't even know what the Hound will do, to be honest. He's the one person he'll do anything. He's a complete wild card. So once they get Sansa, Jaime's probably going to go back south to King's Landing to help Cersei. And then Brienne's probably going to take Sansa up north. The Vale's just going to keep doing what the Vale does, which is not much. And then Sansa's going to come north, I think. And then with Brienne, now this is where in my opinion, the most interesting stuff in the story has been happening in the north. So, what do we know so far? So, Deepwood Moat has been taken by Stannis. Stannis has marched through the Wolf's Wood to attack Winterfell. Now, from last I remember, Roose Bolton, to stop infighting, has said, look, enough infighting, let's just go attack Stannis. So there's going to be some kind of fight in this area, in the Wolf's Wood, or maybe just outside of it. So that'll be interesting. We do know, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. There's going to be a fight there. We know that Theon's been rescued by, I could be wrong, but it might have been Braavosi merchants. And then he was reunited with his sister Asha. So, in the fight between Stannis and Winterfell, let me know what you guys think's going to happen. I think that Stannis is probably going to win. It's going to be tough. I think Stannis is probably going to win. Why do I think Stannis is going to win? He's just too determined. I think that's enough. Enough said. And I think, what's his face? Manderley won't. I don't think Manderley will commit to defeating Stannis, because once Stannis is dead, his chances of getting revenge on the Freys and the Boltons are at an all-time low. Manderley's only chance of getting revenge is to join Stannis as soon as he needs the help, which is going to turn the tide of the fight, for sure. Given that, so Manderley's the key here. He's gonna fight back against the Boltons and the Freys, and with that, they're gonna win. It'll be a decisive victory. The Boltons will retreat back to Winterfell, and the siege will continue. That's what I think. So there'll be a battle outside of the fortress in the woods. Stannis will win with Manderley, and then they'll besiege Winterfell. And given that victory, I think more northern houses will join Stannis. So that'll be interesting. And maybe even Brienne and Sansa arriving at that time will also cause more northern unity, especially with Sansa coming home. So it actually makes perfect timing with Sansa coming up. So that kind of covers everything here. Almost forgot Sir Davos. So Sir Davos, the last time we heard, he's got to go find Ned Stark's sons. Because Manderley, I forget the exact plot line, but Manderley figures out they're still alive. So he needs to go out and find them. If he does find them, Manderley will swear fealty to Stannis. Or Manderley will swear fealty to the new Lord Stark, whether that's Bran or Rickon. It's got to be Rickon, because Bran's the three-eyed raven. And then Stannis or Manderley will join Stannis. But I think that's, like I said before, I think Manderley needs to make up his mind sooner rather than later. Because otherwise Stannis and Manderley is screwed. Okay, so we go up north. Also, I don't think Roose Bolton's going to die like he did in the show. I think Ramsay's going to die before Roose. That's another prediction. Don't know why, but I just think that's what's going to happen. Okay. You know who I almost forgot? Samwell Tarly. Honestly, he's just there to become a maester. Not much to predict. Okay. We're going to go north to Castle Black. So, as we all know, Jon Snow was stabbed and killed by... We don't know if he was killed, but he was stabbed multiple times by the Night's Watch in a mutineer. So that all happened because Jon Snow was going to go march south to attack Ramsay. And the wildlings were going to join him, from what it looked like in the books. So the Night's Watch figured that out, and they said, nah, your first duty's the watch. They didn't say that, but they killed him. and then he died. And before that happened, they got letters from Eastwatch. The boats that are picking up wildlings from Hardhome are, I think a lot of them, from memory, crashed or shipwrecked. There's dead men in the sea. Cotter Pike sent a letter to John, and it basically said, we need help at Eastwatch because things aren't good. The walkers are there, the ships are crashing, things aren't good. I'm probably going to, after this, I want to be more specific, because that letter Cotter Pike sent was very vague, so I want to do a little bit of research to see what actually might be happening here. Either way, the Night's Watch is in a really bad spot. Lord Commander's dead. At least the wildlings are commanding a lot of these abandoned outposts. I think Shadow Tower's in a pretty good spot. I feel like they've been reinforced, and not too much is happening over there. I think that's their most well-off tower at the moment. Now, since Jon Snow's been killed, there's going to be some kind of showdown for sure. Whether the wildlings are a part of it, whether a bunch of people fight, or what happens, I really don't know. It'd be a massive waste of a Night's Watch start killing the wildlings, because they need as many men as they can to fight the walkers. So Sir Alistair hasn't been really spoken about much. It's been more Pike Cotter, or whatever his name is, and Bowen Marsh, Ed Tollett, and all of those kinds of guys. So, end discussion, my prediction. Walkers are going to go hard at Eastwatch, just because that's where it seems like all the walker action is. I think Jon Snow will get resurrected, like in the movie. Sorry, like in the TV show. And will he go to Eastwatch? I feel like... I think he's probably going to go south to Winterfell. And then he's going to give the Lord Commandership to his friend Ed Tollett, is that his name? And then he's going to man the wall for a bit and sort out Eastwatch by the Sea. So not too different from the TV show. Maybe half of my prediction's the same, half isn't. Especially Stannis winning this fight down here. And if he does, there's no real reason for Jon Snow to go south. And Jon might be resurrected and he'll go straight to Eastwatch, which is actually my final prediction. Alright guys, I do hope you enjoyed that. A lot of stuff going on. Feel free to comment on what you think is going to happen, or if you agree or disagree on what's going to happen. I personally find the North the most interesting, so I spend a lot of time thinking about that, probably the most. But yeah guys, thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next one.